After changing Liam's dressing at Bill's house, the nurse informs Bill that Liam is doing exceptionally well. Bill continues to express his gratitude to Buckingham and the medical staff. He is unable to even understand what has transpired. He informs Liam that surviving must be his only priority. After receiving a text, Bill tells his kid to go to bed since he has guests coming. Finn-Steffi question mashup B&B with Brooke Hope. An upcoming twist in Liam's story was hinted to by Bold and Beautiful, and it's so horrible that spoiler will be run out of town. When Steffi, Finn, and Hope show up, they ask Bill about the process. It got results, Bill shrugs. Hope replies, "We'd like to see him now," as Finn frowns. Bill cautions that the operation has left him weak. Why didn't he consult him? Asks Finn. Bill claims that Grace informed him that they had to act quickly, so they did. Liam keeps his eyes closed as Bill ushers the guests inside. Finn is shown the numbers by the nurse. He finds it incomprehensible that Liam is doing so well so quickly. After the nurse leaves, Finn asks Bill, "You mean it's only been a few hours?" He inquires as to the specifics of the surgery. They were informed that it was unusable. Steffi claims that although there was no cure, treatments might have given him extra time. Bill reveals that Grace discovered someone conducting this experimental procedure from outside the nation. Finn asks what the doctor's name is. It was so distressing that Bill is unable to recall. The hospital wouldn't have allowed it, so they had to conduct it in the clinic. He claims that the encounter was entirely professional. When Grace receives the final MRI results, they will know. I think they got the entire mass. The possibility that he might live is astounding to Finn. Was there anything for Bill to read? No, Bill says, and it makes no difference. His son's life was the only thing that mattered. According to Finn, Liam ought to be recuperating at the hospital. They have everything they require according to Bill. Finn questions why he wasn't consulted by Grace. There wasn't time to consider the advantages and disadvantages, so Bill responds, "He's not your patient." All Finn can say is that things went well. Bill needs to have faith that the MRI will yield the desired results. Liam is informed by Hope that Steffi and she are there to support him. Liam awakens and they show their love after Steffi compliments him on his bravery and says, "You try and stay with us and your little girls." Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor come together. Ridge and Taylor continue to express their relief that Steffi is secure at Forrester. When Brooke enters and inquires about Steffi, they are cuddling. Despite being startled, Ridge claims to be well covered. Taylor talks about the intense feeling of stress. Ridge announces that Luna will no longer be an issue. Although Taylor is glad the concern is over, she wishes Luna had received assistance rather than passing away. For saving Steffi's life, Liam will always have their eternal gratitude. After Liam battles to survive the gunshot, they depart after a few months. He will create memories with the girls, according to Taylor. Brooke claims that what he is going through crushes her heart. Taylor bemoans the fact that Beth and Kelly are unaware of how quickly their lives will change. Ridge is asked by Taylor if they ought to postpone their trip to Italy. What if something occurs during their absence? What if we're halfway around the world when Liam leaves us? Scowls Brooke. Ridge does not believe that they should cancel just yet. Brooke gives him a suspicious glance. They both agree to act in the family's best interests if things don't seem good. Taylor says that in order to support their daughters through this, and to support Beth and Kelly as well, they will need to band together. Brooke says, "We will," nodding. Will and Katie weep over Liam. In the design office, Will and Electa discuss Luna's insane behavior. Will is simply relieved she's gone. Electra attributes it to his brother Liam's courage. As they discuss Liam's willingness to give up everything for Steffi, Katie walks in. He is now up against something he cannot overcome. "We're still going to lose him," Katie groans. Katie tells about Liam's mental state of devastation. He's a hero and Will hopes he doesn't concentrate on killing people. Katie complains that he is getting a death sentence as a reward for his bravery. Will finds it incomprehensible that Liam kept his brain tumor a secret. Nobody wants to be pitied, so Katie can't hold it against him. That has been directed towards her. For as long as possible, he intended to protect his little daughters from the truth. Given Liam's imminent death and the emotions he must be experiencing, Katie breaks down in tears. Ken chokes up in the hopes that Liam, who is a fighter, can somehow overcome this. He isn't prepared to lose his big brother. Will is held by Katie. I sincerely apologize. An update for Bill. Squinting, Liam asks, "Where am I?" Bill informs him that following the surgery, they return to his home. Hope informs him that they were informed of his visit with Dr. Buckingham. Finally, there is cause for optimism. "We can't lose you," Steffi adds. Liam turns to Bill, who receives a text from Dr. Buckingham regarding the MRI. He gives a head shake. "What did she say?" asks Finn. "The scan is clean," Bill informs them. "The tumor has disappeared. Completely eliminated with good margins." They all burst into tears. "It's astonishing that they managed to pull this off," says Finn. "Liam, you're going to live," shouts Steffi. Hope said he will have a lot more time to spend with his girls. Really is a miracle. According to Finn, a medical history was taken today. He still appears confused. Spoilers for Friday, July 18, 2025, are available for The Bold and the Beautiful. Supporters may anticipate Brooke Logan joining forces with Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes. Bill Spencer is still caring for Liam Spencer in the interim. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The destiny of Liam Spencer. Let's begin with Liam, who underwent brain surgery performed by Grace Buckingham and her associate. Grace instructed Bill to take Liam home even before he had awakened from anesthesia. According to Grace, Liam needed to get better somewhere else. This seems like a highly unlawful enterprise. In any event, Liam is currently at Bill's estate with medical equipment and a private nurse. The new mission of Bill Spencer. Bill took advantage of Liam's slight awakening to sit with his kid. In order to inform Steffi Forrester Finnegan that Liam is safe and with him, Bill also made sure to call her. See what transpired in the most recent B&B episode by reading this. Bill then explained Liam's experimental process to Steffi, Hope Logan, Bridget Forrester, and John Finnegan. Therefore, getting Liam back to 100% will be Bill's new goal. Bill will probably attempt to mend his relationship with Liam while he is caring for him. This might be Bill's redemption narrative, because things between him and Liam haven't been going well lately. The secret of Grace Buckingham. According to Friday, July 18 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Grace continues to hold secrets. Bill sent Grace a $1 million wire transfer so she could conduct research to save the lives of others. Fans are aware that Grace was looking at her phone when the transfer was sent, but Grace is still being harassed by someone on the phone. What's going on here then? What exactly is Grace up to? July 18, 2025, Friday. Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke are going to form a unified front. To concentrate on praying for Liam's recovery, the three will set aside their disagreements. It sounds like Liam will be okay, of course. I do have to question why Grace was so insistent about this procedure, and whether Liam even had a brain tumor in the first place. Does she truly have such a strong belief in this process? What are all the calls about pushing her about, if any? On Friday, July 18, 2025, which narrative are you most excited to see? In the past, it might have appeared unthinkable for Brooke and Taylor to be on the same side, but things have changed in Los Angeles. Both of them have fought for Ridge for years, controlling events and holding on to ideas about how their families ought to be. However, they are both beginning to realize that previous grievances no longer carry the same weight as they once did. Although Ridge, their kids, and their grandkids have all contributed to the constantly changing landscape, this specific moment represents a new chapter. Never one to stay depressed for long, Taylor has found strength in helping Steffi get through the most recent turmoil, particularly after Liam's breakdown. In the meantime, Brooke has taken the initiative to face her own shortcomings, as well as her part in promoting harmful behaviors. These two women are more than just rivals when they meet in person on Friday, July 18th. These ladies have experienced hardships, understand what it's like to fall profoundly in love and suffer significant losses, and have come to the conclusion that serenity is more powerful than pride. As a buffer against the emotionally intense consequences from the mayhem Liam has sparked, they meet at Steffi's house, where Taylor has been spending more time recently. This time, Brooke is not present to offer criticism. Though their families may not always agree, she remains there because she knows her daughter Hope is equally impacted. For once, they sit and talk as equals, and Taylor's astonishment at Brooke's kind manner turns into something more sincere. At first it feels awkward because after decades of rivalry, how could it not be? However, they avoid assigning responsibility in their talk. It turns into something that is based on concern, introspection, and most importantly, a common wish for their families to at last live in harmony. But Liam isn't exactly making amends, at least not in public. He has been quietly reassembling himself in the days following his public breakdown and split from Hope. The process hasn't been simple. Ever since he entered Hope and Thomas's room, he has been on a downward spiral, his old fears bursting like a volcano. However, Liam understands in his heart that becoming angry won't make things better. He's starting to recognize his own part in the dysfunction, and how his tendency to alternate between Steffi and Hope led to years of heartache. Although difficult, this discovery is liberating. Liam has begun a personal healing process while he is by himself in his flat, which he is keeping secret from everyone. He has not been checking in with Wyatt or Bill, nor has he been returning Steffi's calls. Journaling, silent meditation, and therapy sessions are helping him reframe his story, because he needs time to be really honest with himself. He no longer fits the shattered picture of the honorable, unsure hero he previously clung to. He's coming to understand that being clear is about who he is, not just who he loves. This change goes beyond self-help rhetoric. Liam is truly changing as he gradually realizes that he can no longer rely on women to make him feel good about himself. It's a difficult process, and on some nights he feels like he's about to pass out. However, he isn't searching for someone else to save him for the first time in a long time. He is attempting to save himself. For the time being, that secret adventure will remain silent, but it won't remain that way indefinitely. Others will soon start to notice the difference in him, and it might impact how Steffi and Hope view him. Bill Spencer, meantime, is on a quest that not many people fully comprehend. He has always been a natural force, calculating, merciless, and long-term oriented. However, something has changed in him lately. Bill is attempting to fulfill a silent promise he made to himself, to be the kind of man his sons can respect. This promise was made after his alleged sexual involvement with Sheila Carter ended in disaster, and after his forceful meddling nearly caused his family to collapse. For someone like Bill, whose reputation has always been based on intimidation and dominance, that is no small accomplishment. Bill's most recent goal is emotional healing rather than power or business. He's going to start with Liam. Bill has watched from a distance, but his kid has distanced himself. He has chatted with Wyatt, contacted mutual contacts, and even contemplated some daring actions to compel a reunion. He knows in his heart that this mission is different, though. Money or coercion cannot be used to achieve it. He must gain Liam's trust the hard way by constantly being there without expecting anything in return. He has been considering his own legacy as well. Despite his legendary status in the business world, Dollar Bill is aware of his shortcomings as a father. By acknowledging it, he has made the first step. He now wants to show himself that he is capable of changing, as well as Katie and the other people in his life. Even though he has been reluctant, he has been talking to a counselor. Bill is wise enough to understand that self-awareness may also be a weapon, even though old habits are hard to break. All of this development and all of these introspective experiences are starting to have an impact on the canvas. Steffi, who is still in shock about how close Liam's breakdown was, is observing a shift in the tone of Brooke and Taylor's conversations. She is first apprehensive. Who wouldn't be, after witnessing those two destroy one another for decades? However, Brooke's gentler demeanor and her mother's composed certainty during a recent discussion about optimism and Douglas provide something surprising. Optimism. Hope is negotiating her own storm in the meantime. Despite the fact that their relationship is broken, she still loves Liam. She didn't intend to kiss Thomas. Rather, it was the result of emotional tiredness and the odd solace of someone who doesn't share her perception. But she is now troubled by that behavior. She wants to think that she and Liam can still have a future together, but the way is hazy because of her shame, confusion, and need to define herself independently of any guy. In a rare instance of mother-daughter vulnerability, she talks to Brooke late one evening. Brooke listens as someone who has made her share of mistakes and grown from them, rather than as the mother who has always attempted to guide her daughter's romantic life. She doesn't give Hope instructions. Rather, she talks about what she's learned about herself. It's acceptable to not know everything at once. When it's genuine, Love can withstand storms, but occasionally it needs to be reinterpreted. The setting for Friday's show is this. It is a tale of changes, of improbable partnerships, of inward metamorphosis. It is based on the silent force of change rather than corporate sabotage or catfights. Although it is still in its infancy, Brooke and Taylor's unity is genuine and strong. One of Liam's most relatable storylines in years is his covert recuperation, which shows a guy attempting to mend his wounds. Additionally, Bill's purpose adds a sense of urgency and serves as a reminder that, despite the number of bridges burned, forgiveness is always possible. Every character is in a transitional state as the day draws to a close. There is a sense that something is approaching, a revelation or a reckoning perhaps, even though nothing has been settled completely. And often the quiet episodes, the ones based on growth rather than destruction, have the greatest impact, even if fans may be waiting for dramatic betrayals or spectacular surprises. For seasoned viewers, Brooke and Taylor's smile across a shared cup of coffee may not seem like enough to make the news, but it's a groundbreaking gesture. Because true emotional progress is the most daring twist of all in a society where love is rarely straightforward and betrayal is anticipated. From the Spencer estate to the Forrester living room, from Liam's apartment to the shady courtyard where Brooke and Taylor connect, it's happening everywhere on this specific Friday in Los Angeles. Today's theme on The Bold and the Beautiful is healing, but the show has always been about power and love. And perhaps, just possibly, that is the most significant power play of all.